What is going on, guys? Politics Gaming here, and today we are just going to have a night of exploring space, talking about politics and other things that are on the topic. Whoever wants to join in, go ahead and join in now. But this is basically what we are going to be doing for tonight's live stream. We are in the year 2018. It is 12/30/2018. Wow. It is already 2019, boys. It is already 2019. It is awfully spooky. So where are we? Where are we in the universe? Well, I am not familiar of where exactly we are, but I do know that we are actually in the middle of a star cluster. Somewhere outside of the Milky Way galaxy. If I actually get out of here, that is actually the Large Magellanic Cloud. And then if I turn around, we are going to be able to see that we are just above the Milky Way galaxy. So we're going to go ahead and start speeding off, and we're going to go ahead and go into the Milky Way galaxy. So I'm going to start speeding in here. So what we are going to find is that we are going to find Earth. We are going to find Earth, and so we are passing just another star cluster. And then we're going to continue moving down. We're going to go ahead and start passing the neighborhood of Earth's stars. And we're going to start seeing our own star in just a moment. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn on the music for this. Because I don't think I'm actually going to get in trouble if I do. And if anything, I don't make money off of these live streams too much anyway. So yeah, just so it's not as boring, we're going to go ahead and turn on the music. Just a little bit, just so something playing in the background. And as we see now, we actually have a view of our own solar system. We're going to see exactly what we can see. I'm going to turn that music down just a little bit, just so you guys can hear me. Where's our star? There you are. I'm gonna see if we can get a view. What's going on? Get a view of our own planets. I believe that is actually a planet right there. Yep, that is Venus. That is actually going to be Venus. So we're gonna approach Venus right here. Where are you? What is that? That is Earth. That is actually going to be Earth. So we're going to go ahead and pay Earth a visit, see what's going on over here. And this is actually one of the most interesting things about this game. It actually does tell you a lot of information about these, about the planets that you see. You see that the Earth has a moderate temperature of 60.337 degrees Fahrenheit with a greenhouse effect of 59 degrees Fahrenheit. That has one moon, obviously. Which actually, technically, if you would want to say, it actually does have two moons. Distance across is 65,000 kilometers. It is a host to life, which is organic, multicellular, marine, and terrestrial life. Latin long shows you the position of the camera. The diameter of the planet, the mass of the planet, the ESI of the planet, the apparent magnitude of the planet, and so on and so forth. 1 AU, for those who don't know, 1 AU is the distance from the Earth to the Sun, which is about 93 million miles. So that is going to be a big thing from whenever we're going to be running around discovering things across our galaxy. So, and then here's also another thing. Nitrogen and oxygen are actually a huge part of our atmosphere. The Earth's atmosphere is actually 90% not hydrogen, Jesus Christ. It's actually 90% nitrogen. And that is actually a very interesting fact for those of you who actually don't know that. For a lot of you, you say, well, yeah, we need oxygen to breathe. Yeah, you see all these trees and stuff like that. All these trees just spanning across the earth, but they need nitrogen as well. And the Earth's atmosphere is actually made out of a large part of nitrogen. So that is honestly one of the greatest facts that you can actually learn in any case. We're actually hovering over the Himalayas right now. I'm actually going to probably play a little spaceship, and then we're going to launch off in a little spaceship. For some reason, the Earth likes to have like these really bad graphics and stuff like that. Don't worry, whenever I start landing on other planets, we're going to be able to see how much better the graphics are. But yeah, this is actually a huge thing. We also have an orbital period right here, and including the gravity, 1g. This is all compared to Earth, so you're going to have to pay attention to all of this whenever we go out to other planets. Here's the United States. Obviously, we are looking at the United States during nighttime. And then we're going to go ahead and look down here. These are the Aurora Borealis in the northern hemisphere, in the North Pole, where the sun's magnets are actually colliding with the Earth. And basically what it is doing is that it is causing a reaction in the Earth's atmosphere to where the neutrons are actually creating light, which actually just to rephrase that, it's actually the sun's radiation that's actually bouncing off. So that's why we have that green glow, just in the northern part of the Earth. So now what I'm actually going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and leave our solar system behind. We're going to go ahead and go out into the galaxy and discover. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start clicking on a bunch of stars. We're going to find the first one that we find that actually has life. Which actually over here, if you actually look over here, this is actually what is known as the Orion's Belt. If you actually know what that is, it is a set of 3 stars in the northern hemisphere, and these are actually 3 stars that form what is known as is in the constellation Orion, but then in the middle of that is where it forms his belt. But actually, if you look at it, they are actually very distant apart. They're actually distanced by about at least a couple light years. So we're going to look at this one. Yeah, we are going to approach this one. This is actually a triple star system. We are now 85 light years from Anatak, which is actually the 2nd star in the Orion's Belt. And you can obviously see, oh man, I completely forgot to click around. But yeah, that is actually the Orion's Belt. We're going to go ahead and look out, see what other planets we can actually discover. Again, we're really looking for one that actually has life. So I'm going to go into just a certain different section. We're going to go way far away from our own star, from our own planet. I cannot talk tonight. And we are going to look around for life. It is not uncommon to find life. You actually do find life a lot in this game, which I'm going to show you a couple interesting things about this game. Astronomy is actually one of my peak interests. I love astronomy and I love this game. For those of you who don't know, and I know you guys have been asking, a couple of you, this game is actually known as Space Engine. It is basically a simulator where you can basically run around the universe and discover just all these planets. All these planets are procedurally generated. All these planets are randomly generated these stars. Most of these stars were actually discovered, especially a lot of these that are actually in our own galaxy. So that is something that is actually known. A lot of these stars, again, aren't actually known by scientists. They have been discovered by scientists, and they have names. However, a lot of these do have code names, which are like RS-8474. Wow, I am dyslexic as hell. I hate numbers. So let me actually, I'm having a lot of trouble finding life today. Just like I'm having a lot of trouble finding my will in my own life. (8600) yellow giant. So let's go ahead and go a little closer to the galactic center. Let's see what we can find here in the galactic center. Hey, what's going on, Jake? Welcome to the live stream. Everyone who's watching right now, again, welcome to the live stream. We're seeing a lot of yellow dwarfs, a lot. If you actually are an unknown with this galaxy right here, this is actually what is known as the Andromeda Galaxy. This is the closest galaxy that closest major galaxy that we actually know about, and it is actually heading toward the Milky Way galaxy, and they are set to collide within a couple billion years. That was an extremely hot sun that I actually... Here we are. I finally found a planet with life. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and check out this planet with life. We're gonna see what kind of life this planet is actually host to. How close it is to their star. And what it is happening. Okay, so there's moons. Where's our little planet? It's probably going to be a very cold planet. Probably gonna have life under its ice, which is actually suspected of a couple of planets in our solar system. Okay, so here is actually a gas giant that is actually host to life. Very, very far from its star. Let's actually check to see how far it is. What is that? Okay, so we are... What are we doing? 15 AU from our star. This is actually host to organic multicellular aerial life. So there are actually birds that are actually flying around in the air of this planet. It is unknown whether this is actually possible. If, I mean, you know, they have to ride around all the freaking time. No place to land, nothing to do. So that is actually a major thing that is unknown. So that's... I actually just turned the clouds on. That was kind of weird. Very, very dark on this planet. But we did find our first planet with life. If we actually do this... No, we won't do that. Yeah. So this is actually our first planet with life. It's a gas giant. Frozen gas giant with multicellular life. Let's see how... It is negative 327 degrees Fahrenheit. Very, very cold on this planet. The gravity is 20 G. That is 20 times heavier than our own gravity. So if you are actually on this planet, you would be 20 times heavier than you actually are right now. Again, I'm going to turn down the music just a little bit. And the air that these beings are actually breathing in is hydrogen and helium. So we are going to actually see the atmospheric composition right here, which is hydrogen and helium. And this is actually in our own galaxy. You can actually look up here. The Aurora Borealis is actually purple. We can actually see a purple tint in the aurora. So that was actually a very interesting Aurora Borealis that we were seeing. And we are how far? We are... Yep, we are 15 AU. 15 times the distance from Earth to our sun. From the sun that is a host to life. So it is very, very far, very, very cold on this planet. So that is what we are looking at. So I'm going to go ahead and start moving away. I'm actually going to go closer. I'm going to see what it's like on a closer planet. Warmer. We are actually looking at a cool gas giant. We're not looking at a cold gas giant. We're looking at a cool, and this is one is way closer to the sun than the one host to life. This one actually has rings, a lot of moons around it, 13 moons in total. It has the same atmospheric composition, which is hydrogen and helium. A lot of gas giants that we are going to be seeing tonight are actually made out of hydrogen and helium. That is the same composition that makes planets such as Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune. This is actually a very cool view from this new planet. There's no large moons, just a lot of asteroids, and that's a common theme that we're actually going to see on a lot of these planets and a lot of these moons. Is that a lot of them actually do have just asteroids and not actual planets. So we can actually see this from another thing. It is again, it is a very dark planet. It actually matches with the darkness of space. If we actually look, it doesn't even reflect any light. The luminosity is actually so low that we are actually unable to see it. Planets such as Jupiter, Saturn, and actually even Uranus and Neptune, they reflect a sufficient amount of light that we can actually see them moving in the atmosphere. And whenever we look up at them, we can see them there. They're too small to actually, especially Uranus and Neptune, they're too small to actually see. But if we actually look over here, the luminosity of this one is just so dim that it just does not reflect a lot of the light that is bouncing off of it. So the blue tint is actually hindering the ability to actually see it. Let me actually look at it. So if I can actually look, magnitude is 5.41. Again, very, very dim. I'm not actually an expert in a lot of this. I have no knowledge in anything. What I really need to research is magnitude. So if you guys actually are familiar with astronomics, then you guys can actually help me out and educate me a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and start moving on, see what kind of other things we can actually discover tonight. We are actually very, very lucky tonight. We are now bouncing to another solar system host to life. We are going to go ahead and click around, find that system that is actually host to life. See which one. Is it going to be another gas giant? That would be actually 2 in a row. Cold gas giant. We are seeing a cool gas giant. We have a warm Terra with life. That is actually unicellular marine life. We actually have a water planet. And it is actually tidally locked. We have an atmosphere right here, so I'm going to go ahead and examine this planet for a little bit. And we are approximately... Where are we? We are 38%. Wow. The semi-major axis, that is the average distance from its own star. It is actually 38% of the distance from Earth, from the sun to the Earth. So we are actually comparable distance to actually Venus in our own solar system. So that is actually a very interesting fact about this planet. Another interesting fact is that this planet is actually tidally locked. We actually see that one side is completely covered in ice. I can actually see just a giant sheet of ice covering one side of the planet, and then another is just completely covered with a gigantic cyclone. This planet is host to life, but there is no life that is actually on the surface. It is mostly just marine life. That is what it tells us. It is a warm terrorwood life, 127 degrees Fahrenheit, or 98 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know which is which. Again, this is actually the same distance from the sun to Venus. This is actually around that distance. It is why it is so hot on this planet, why it is host to life, and why these fish are not burning alive is a question that is not known yet. But it's very interesting. The atmosphere is made out of carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, water, and SO2. I'm actually unfamiliar with what SO2 is. I'm gonna have to pull up like a periodic table and just like look at that. So, not sodium, that's like, what's S? So it's oxygen, and something is mixed with the oxygen, so. But this planet is actually, again, we're actually going to go ahead and show it for a little bit. We're going to show how this planet is actually tidally locked. And if you do not know what tidal lock is when only one side of the planet actually is facing its star. And it is very, very dangerous for the life that is actually on that planet, because you're only going to be able to see one side, and that is actually why it is making its weather patterns so disruptive, and why a cyclone is just completely covering it right now. This is actually something that may have happened to Venus. It just started to face it, and it just did not stop, and it started ravaging the weather, and then just melted all of the, or dissolved all of the ice that was actually on the planet, which Venus is actually possibly a pre-global warming Earth. We are actually, and that is why they call it a sister star, a sister planet to Earth. So again, this is actually RS-8474. Very interesting planet with life. This is for our first water planet that we actually have found. So we're going to go ahead and go back out into the galaxy. We're going to see what other planets we can actually find. We're going to try to find one more with life, and then we're just going to start discovering other systems, trying to see which one actually has the coolest planet that we can actually find. And then I'm going to show you guys a couple other interesting things about how this game tries to present itself. Alright, we got another planet with life. We are now, this is actually a white main sequence star, which in a binary system. So we have two stars. We have an orange dwarf, and then we have a white main sequence star. So 7.4 spectrum. We are 300 AU from it. What is it? Wow, we actually have extremely far planets. I'm actually going to go ahead and check out this frozen ice world that is approximately 600. It actually has an atmosphere. Wow. This thing is 600 astronomical units from its star, and it has an atmosphere. We could actually tell it had an atmosphere because of the aurora borealis that is actually hovering above its north and south poles. It is negative 407 degrees Fahrenheit. We are in its atmosphere, and that is what we are seeing at around the poles. We are looking up, and this is what the stars actually look like from this distance. This is further than any planet in our own solar system. Very, very interesting. The atmosphere is actually made out of helium, and I'm unfamiliar with Ne. But, okay, so we're gonna follow you. We're gonna see what kinds of life planets we actually have. So it's gonna be within this star system right here. Okay, so we have another gas giant with life. We're gonna see what that gas giant actually looks like. There's another gas giant with life that actually has aerial life. That is actually the life that is present on this planet. Again, very unknown, very uncommon, possibly one of the most uncommon life that we could ever find in our universe. More likely, we would be able to see any life. Is actually, do we go in the daytime? Wow, look at that faint orange glow we are actually seeing from that second star. You can actually see its other planets rotating around it. Very, very nice. What are we looking at right here? It's actually very interesting to zoom in and then we just see... Is that a gas giant? That is a gas giant. Hot gas giant. Zooming in on these things is actually very fun, in my opinion, because I really like to see it as a telescope. It's like just being at that distance and then just pointing out and then looking. We are actually... Oh, I thought this was a water planet. Very... Whoa, where are we? Very, very hot planet. How hot is this planet? We are... Wow, we are looking at a planet that is 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit with a greenhouse effect of only 15 degrees Fahrenheit. It has an atmosphere that is, for some reason, not boiled off yet. We actually... that is actually the color of the sun whenever it's peeking through the atmosphere. Very pink glow. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of that real quick. How hot is... So the atmosphere of this one is made out of... It's made out of water, carbon dioxide, CH4, C2H2, and NH3. Very, very interesting. Again, this gas giant is made out of hydrogen and helium, but it's negative 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Very, very interesting that it's moon. Maybe it's because of the how. Yeah, it may be how close it is to its moon, to its main planet. Because whenever you have planets that are very whoa. Okay, yeah, that's screwed up. Whenever you have planets that are actually very close to their home, to like a gas giant or something like that, you do get a lot of things that are actually you get a lot of things that are actually it basically pulls it apart, and the closer it gets, the harder it tugs, the further it gets, the less it tugs, and then it's just kind of like a tug of war. And that is actually prevalent on the moon of Io, that actually orbits Jupiter. And Jupiter actually pulls on it so much that it is actually sucking the magma out of its core, and that is why a lot of people actually suspect why Io shows a lot of magnetic activity. Very interesting view on this planet. Very, very interesting. We are actually orbiting a carbon star. Right here we are 0.47 AU. So we've actually seen planets closer to its main star that have life, but a lot of them don't. Again, within distance of Venus, basically. We're actually going to go ahead and zoom in on that star and see what's going on its surface. Very, very interesting. We actually are going to go ahead and look over at a white supergiant that is actually close by. White supergiants are actually the one of the main things that we actually, one of the largest stars that we can actually ever discover are a lot of these supergiants that are actually out there in the universe. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try something like this. We're gonna zoom way out, and I'm gonna get the Milky Way, and we're gonna go all the way back. Now what we're going to see is something called, we're gonna see two things right here. If you actually look, if you see the blue galaxies, those are actually moving toward us. If you see the red galaxies, they are actually moving away from us. That is something known as the Doppler effect. The Doppler effect is actually the color at which they actually move toward us. So if we actually look, if we actually see that this galaxy right here, we can actually see it getting bluer as we move toward it, and then oranger whenever we move away from it. So we are actually going to do something else, and what I'm doing right here is actually we are going to move to the point where light is not going to be able to see anymore. We're going to move to the point in the universe to basically where no light has actually been able to see. And this is basically the point of the observable universe. We are now 20 billion light years from the Milky Way galaxy. We are now moving to a point to where light has never been discovered, where light has just not seen anything. Very, very, very interesting. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find the furthest galaxy. I'm gonna find where a galaxy see, it's kind of like a wall. So we're gonna get on the edge, very, very edge of the observable universe, where it stops. We are 23.35 billion light years from the Milky Way galaxy. We would be able to zoom in, we would never be able to see it. And we are on the edge of the observable universe. We are on the very, very edge of where light has never been able to see, where we have never been able to observe any sort of light from any place outside of the observable universe. And the first planet we click on has life. We're life on the edge of the observable universe. Very, very lonely for whatever life is actually taking place right here. Hopefully it's not a gas giant, because that would be disappointing. Orbital period 400 years. We have a cold Titan, a moon with life. This is actually a water planet, but one of its moons actually has life. Very, very interesting. Say we have a cold ice world with life, so its moon has life, but the freaking water planet doesn't. You're gonna have to build one hell of a space program to actually go and start extracting liquid water. That is hilarious. That is actually. Did I have a good Christmas? No, to hell I did not. What is this atmosphere made out of? It's made out of nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and carbon. And it is a binary system. There's a white main sequence star and a yellow dwarf. Then we have a hot gas giant that is actually close to it. Very, very bright. Very, very, very bright. Ugh. Almost as bright as... Actually, it's probably way brighter than Venus. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to Earth. I'm gonna travel 26 billion light years just to get here. We're gonna go ahead and put a ship in orbit. Build, space engine, AMS, cargo. I'm gonna build a science rig. We're gonna fly, we're gonna take control. Oh god, no. Just... Okay, I don't need to be pointing down to the Earth. I need to be pointing away. Come on, come on. Okay, we're gonna like go full ass thrust in a 3, 2, 1, go. Because we're heading down to Earth in like 3 kilometers a second. Uh-oh. Okay, so that's how you kill rotation. Yeah, we're still heading into the Earth's atmosphere. We're gonna have to burn upward. And burn fast. Okay. So we're going like near escape velocity right now. Probably in a really shitty orbit. No, we're actually in orbit. I think we may be near escape velocity. Yes, we are. We're actually in escape velocity. Let's go ahead and go retrograde. Start burning that way. Well, we're over Israel right now. Let's go ahead and burn. Let's go ahead and get ourselves retrograde. And we're going to go ahead and start a burn. Get it a little like that. We're going to go ahead and start burning. 73%. So what we need to aim for is going to be a 7, I'm going to go for like an 8 kilometer per second orbit. So I have an infinite periapse, a very high apoapse. Okay, so I'm getting my orbit down. Once we actually see that kind of circle around, then we're going to be in orbit. We're going to be in very unstable orbit, but we're going to be in orbit. We're also going to see that thing go into flight mode. Going to be in orbit. 12 kilometers, 11, and our periapse is in the Earth. Okay, so cut that. We're gonna see how this is doing. We're gonna have to adjust. And we are still in escape velocity. So go back. Okay, so now we're in orbit. But we're gonna have to point retrograde. Because we have a really shitty orbit. And I have no way to actually correct myself. So once we actually hit our apoapse, we're actually gonna stabilize our orbit. Okay, so we have like a really ass kind of orbit, which we'd probably be able to go closer. No, we actually have a pretty stable orbit. And this is literally just me having a guessing game the entire time. So, what I can do is I can actually get our orbit down. And we can do a gravity assist. So we have the Vega system. Canopus? We have the Canopus system. Wasnum? We have the Large Magellanic Cloud. This is another galaxy. Vega system. This is the Venus. That's the moon. What about Polaris? Where's Polaris? Eleanor? There's Polaris. No, that's not Polaris. Where in the world is Polaris? Let's go to the Polaris system. Miznar? Balinshigek? Ursae Majoris, that's okay. So what are we looking for? We are looking for... Oh, okay, let's actually go to Betelgeuse. Let's go ahead and set up for that. Kill rotation. I'm gonna go ahead and stop pointing prograde. I'm gonna go warp. And we are going to target Betelgeuse. Oh. We're gonna point toward our target. Wait, what? How do I point toward my target? Okay, that's how we do it. So we're gonna go ahead and point toward Beetlejuice. Arrival after 4.5 million years. So that's Venus. Okay, so Beetlejuice is right here. Where's the moon? Let's see if we can, like, accelerate so fast that we're gonna get there within, like, 40 years. We're gonna be accelerating for a little bit. Wow, we are 427 light years from Beetlejuice. Okay, so we're actually using our boost. Our warp ability. So we're going 2%. We're gonna go ahead and start leaving. So we're gonna get there. 98 years. We're actually gonna track Earth. We're gonna watch distance to see how far we actually get away from them. So we're gonna get to Beetlejuice in about 2 years. Oh man, this is so weird. So we are... Let's see how far I still am. Spooky. Nope, I'm still 2 million years away. Alright, let's go somewhere else. Leonis. Oh, there's Beetlejuice. Go ahead and point my target toward it. Oh, hyper jump. Here we go. Watch this. We're gonna haul ass. What? Oh boy. Oh, this isn't hyper jumping. What about go to? Nope. There's literally a button that I can hit on here where I actually, like, go there. Alright, let's go ahead and destroy this because this thing is a waste of time. And where's Beetlejuice? There you are. Beetlejuice. Ah, God, that's bright. Just kidding. I have eyes of steel. Steelers. Oh, shit. Oh my God, that is weird. Ugh. It's like a... Oh my God, there's a planet near it. I want to see what the nighttime looks like. Probably see both ends of the sun. That is actually a planet near the planet Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice 1. There is no way that this thing actually exists. There is no way. And it has an atmosphere. That's spooky. Okay, I have no idea where I'm looking right now. There we go. Oh, there we go. Oh my God. Just imagine being on the night side and then the sun rises. Oh my God, there's a rotation. Imagine being tidally locked. Just looking up and this is all, oh my God. This is all you see. Like, you're never gonna live. You're just gonna fucking die. And then wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh! And just have a gigantic star just staring you straight in the face. What's the furthest planet we have? Oh, yeah. We actually have, like, Beetlejuice 8. A hot gas giant. Still hot as hell. Even though it's, like... How many? 187 AU astronomical units from the freaking star. And it's massive as hell. Good lord. Like, how is this solar system even alive? Okay, so let's... get right into the news. I hate myself. Hot desert. Alright, so what we're also going to be looking at... Oops. Went a little too fast there, boy. Up, a little too fast. Wow, that thing is going fast. Oh, that's because I have fast forward on. So let's get a little more spicy. Let's see how big it is. Very, very hot, 756 degrees Fahrenheit on the surface. Made out of C2H4, CO2, H2S, C2H2, and SO2. SO2. I still need to get my little periodic table to actually analyze what kind of chemical compounds these are, because I'm not familiar with the periodic table at all. Which actually, I could probably see the sun from the night side. I can actually see the sun from the night side. I can see the sun from the night side. We can actually probably see our solar system as well. We actually had a telescope and we pointed it at our own star. This is what we would be able to see. We would actually be able to make out, if we actually had a powerful enough telescope, we'd be able to make out a lot of these planets, including our own Neptune. We'd be able to see the orbit of Eris. Eris is actually the furthest known body in our own solar system. There's actually another one called Far Away, I believe. I believe that's literally what they called it. It's called Far Away. But this one right here, Eris, is actually the furthest known. It actually has a orbital period of about 560 years. Very, very long time for it to orbit. Very much longer than Pluto's orbit, which is actually, if I can actually get Pluto. Where is Pluto? Because so we have Haumea. Then we have Neptune. And then we have, there's Haumea again. So where is Pluto? Pluto is right. Make? Pluto? Haumea? Pluto is right over here. There it is. Wow. Oh, that's in 2041. I was like, whoa, hang on there, Chief. It made its like closest approach around the time New Horizons got around there. This is actually the Plutonian system. This is actually it is actually drawn from the pictures of Pluto that we actually were able to see from the New Horizons probe, along with Sharon, which was actually taken pictures of whenever New Horizons got around there. We're gonna go ahead and look up. Find our own sun. That is not our sun. We are going to look around to see where our own sun is. There's Sirius. I'm actually going to go over Sirius. Sirius is a very serious planet. I believe Sirius is actually the one that the movie Avatar was actually made in. Is the star system that actually had it take place. Did they actually have planets? No, they did not. That is weird. Huh. Sirius does not have a planet. So there's Pricelon, Castor, Pollux. Oh, there's Polaris, but it doesn't have a moon. It doesn't have any planets. Chaff. Deneb. Altar. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and show this as a finale for this video. I'm surprised a lot of people have actually, a couple of people have been watching. So thank you. And my game crashed. So that is the finale. You're not going to be able to see what is at the end of that. Well, guys, if you guys like this, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Please leave a like, subscribe. And guys, I will go ahead and see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys there.